Hey there, friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca Austin, and on this channel, we talk about all things Kajabi, marketing, and growing your online business. Today, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the secrets to setting up your website and website planning. A lot of times when I'm working with my coaching clients and you're just getting started, it can get a little bit confusing on how things fit together. And when you're going into Kajabi, you've got website pages, you've got landing pages, you have funnels, you have offers, you have opt-in forms, and sometimes it can be a little overwhelming to understand what all of those pieces are and how they fit together. So this video, I want to share just a little bit about the background behind setting up an overview and a plan for your website, so it makes it much easier for you to go in and actually start building. What I've found is that inside Kajabi, regardless of the latest technology, if you understand the pieces and the reason behind those pieces, the strategy behind those pieces, it makes it so much easier to actually go in and build it. And not only build it, to create something that actually is effective and does what you want it to do for you and your business. So the first step that I want to talk about is that we always start with the client journey in mind. So one of the first things that I will ask my coaching clients is I'll ask, what is it that you want someone to do when they come to your website? What is the ultimate goal? And generally speaking, there are two primary goals when someone makes it to their website. So you've got marketing to get them to your website, but once they actually get there, what do you want them to do? And those two things are going to be either to convert and become a paying customer or client, or to become a lead so that we capture their name and email address so we can develop and build a relationship, and they can eventually down the road become a customer or a client through a conversion. So the way that we go about doing that is through our lead magnets or our free offers and an opt-in form in Kajabi that then delivers something of high value. And I go into a lot more detail on lead magnets in other videos. So be sure to check out my channel for some of the other videos on what makes a good lead magnet, because the mistake I see way too often is that someone comes to your website and then we're giving them something for free, but we're doing that wrong. The whole idea behind a lead magnet is you want to drive the conversion and build a desire for what it is that you offer in your paid version. So you've got your opt-in, but then we also have a conversion, which then is our offers, our sales pages, all of those kind of things. So what you want to do first is to map it all out. So you think about it from what is the conversion, the number one goal of what it is that you want them to do, what is you want them to accomplish. And then if they don't purchase, what is the alternative? What are you going to offer for a lead magnet or free option that then at least gets them into your ecosystem? So I'm going to pull this up. This is just kind of a graphic representation. I use a software called 𝗟𝗚𝗡𝗦. You don't have to use a tool like this. Since I create these pretty frequently, especially when we're working with coaching clients, it helps to give a visualization. And this just is an example that I did for one of my clients. I've removed any of the specific details to keep everything private for this particular client. But essentially, it's a common theme that we see pretty frequently, in that you're going to have some type of sales page. Now, how does this fit in with your website as a whole? Well, when you're first getting started, a lot of times your sales page is your home page. We don't need to have a whole bunch of fluff, because remember, it's about the client journey. And if someone comes to your website, we want to make it super, super easy for them to know who you are, what you offer, what's in it for them, and what action that they should take. So if you're just getting started and you only have one program, we don't need a homepage that has a whole menu and a huge about me section and all of those kind of things. Those are for down the road when you have a little bit more behind your programs and you have more choices, and we want to start creating menus. When you're just getting started, we want to get them into your ecosystem. So the way that we do that is we have your primary sales page. Obviously, it's worded in such a way where it's all about value. And then if they come to that sales page, it's taking them to the checkout page. So we want to be able to go from sales page to checkout, possibly to an upsell if you have an add-on. Maybe you want to do, here's my program plus coaching, here's my program plus the community, whatever it is that you want to do there. This is an optional piece, but either way, then it's taking them to a onboarding process where it's your welcome or your welcome email sequence that then takes them into the library and into the course or coaching or whatever it is that your knowledge commerce program is. But you also notice over here is then we do things like our exit pop-up. We have an opt-in lead magnet. So if they don't purchase, our secondary option is still bring them into the ecosystem, capture them with your free lead magnet. So we do this for things like an exit pop-up. It might be through a button on the page. Down at the very bottom of the page might be that call to action to enroll for whatever it is your free lead magnet is. That takes them then to the opt-in page or form, and then the delivery of whatever your lead magnet is. It could be a video series, could be an ebook, could be any number of different things, webinars, that kind of thing. And then you have your nurture sequence that then takes them back to the sales process. So it becomes a complete ecosystem that works in perfect harmony with each other. So inside Kajabi, what exactly are these things? Well, this is a landing page. This is the exit pop-up with a form that then is embedded on that pop-up. Or if you have a call to action on your page that takes them, then it would be a landing page with the form. Then your delivery page is also a landing page. And then we have our email sequence that is set up through the forms automation that takes them to the email sequence. We then also have an offer so that if someone comes to the sales page, they can actually purchase. The offer then sets up the automation to send them to a welcome onboarding type of page. This is another landing page. And then you have your email sequence that is your onboarding or your engagement email to get them started off on the right foot. And then you have your login page, all of those behind the scenes website pages. Those pages definitely need to be updated. And those are going to be whatever theme that you choose, then we apply your branding. And the primary pages you want to focus on when you're first getting started is the login page, the library page, the 404 page, just in case something gets broken. We want to make sure that's customized. And I'll have another video where we go into more detail about super great tips on your 404 page because it's a primary opportunity to turn your 404 page into a lead magnet capture type of page. And then you're going to have any other peripheral website pages. So we have your login, your library, your 404 page, and your branding settings, your checkout settings, your marketing settings, all of those kind of things. This then becomes the secret to setting up your website when you're first getting started with Kajabi. So this way you don't have to be overwhelmed with all of the different things that you have in front of you, a home page and an about page and a contact us page and the navigation menus and all of those kind of things. I will say the other thing that is not on this particular form that is also important when you're first getting started is your compliance pages. So we do want to make sure that we're following online compliance at all times. And it's something that's often overlooked because it's not talked about very often. And those are going to be your terms and conditions page, your privacy policy page, and we make sure we have a cookie policy. So you have any of those type of things that are included and added in your footer navigation. It's a very important piece to include. So that in a nutshell is to help you get started with setting up your website when you're first getting started so that you can look at it from a client journey perspective, that you look at exactly what you want someone who comes to your website. What do you want them to do? What do they need to see in order to take that action? What information do they need to know in order to drive that action of either filling out the opt-in form or purchasing? And that makes it super simple. That is a couple of small funnels. If you map it out, you don't have to use fancy software like what I did. You could just do this on graph paper. You can do this on just a notebook or anything like that, a whiteboard. But if you lay out the journey and you know exactly where they're going to go next, then it's a simple matter of building out those funnels. So I hope you found that helpful. Be sure to go to my website at striveforsavvy.com, where I have lots of great resources for you, including a very special project management template where I lay all of this out for you in a Trello project management board to make it much, much easier for you to be able to organize your program, have step-by-step pieces to help avoid that overwhelm. So I hope you find that helpful, and I will see you on the next video.